Good afternoon. Today is the 18th of January and it's time for another vague, ranting and incoherent instalment in the very vague vlogs series. Of course, these are not really edited. In fact, they're not at all, apart from the idea that gets put at the front. I don't know what I'm going to say actually before we start, so it could go in any direction, and frequently it is a bit rubbish, so I do apologise in advance if it's not very good. Channel members, of course, get to see these very vague vlogs the week that they are recorded, and currently it looks as if we are more than a month in advance of these very vague vlogs, because I've been building up a library of these for people who aren't second tier and above channel members, who are those who get to see these first, since I think it was the third week of December that I was actually recording the first one. So if this is something that interests you in terms of seeing it well before everyone else, then there is an option to join the channel as a member, which is actually very easy, because there is a large join button next to the subscribe button below this video, whether you're watching on a computer or a mobile device. Don't feel under any obligation to actually join up if you don't want to. I mean, that's pretty up to you, and you know, all of these things will eventually be released. It's just that if you did wish to help out the channel in that way and did wish to receive these earlier, then the option is there. So this week I've been completing a video that's one of the more technically complex that I've actually done, in that it has lots of different elements needed to be done, and I think we're going to be recording the last bit of that tomorrow, which is about the cars used in One Foot in the Grave, which also includes some location visits to three of the most important places used in that series. There's been a big demand for this apparently, and I don't really understand particularly why that series is more popular with the viewers I have on the channel than many others, but that is the way, and so, you know, we do listen to what people are saying, although it appears to many of you that we don't. We do take sensible suggestions on board, and so that video will be ready for the channel members. If you know you're watching this as a channel member, that video should be ready in the latter part of this week. It's very strange that the No Budget Reviews episodes are recorded in a weekend. One of them has gone live already, behind I guess, and there's another one coming as well, but I don't know if these videos will necessarily do the sort of best. The Hyundai's not doing very well. I mean, it's not the most exciting car, but there is a sizable audience for No Budget Reviews, so I don't know why in particular that's not really finding as many viewers as usual. But obviously the good news is the Shambolic shuffles that around the Hayes Motor Museum, which I recorded last week, those seem to be far more what people want to see, so that's no problem at all. You know, people can watch what they want, and you know, we'll continue making things that people like, and also continue making things that I like. Ian Seabrook's on the Hubnut channel is very good at this. He says I make the videos that I want to make. Now you can live by that entirely, but you know, if I only made the videos I wanted to make, first of all I would run out of money, because some of them would require a lot more money to actually produce than we have, and secondly there is a risk that actually nobody would watch those. So this is why we are doing more Shambolic shuffles. I don't mind making those at all. I'm perfectly happy to do it, but I don't necessarily go out of my way to do as much as other stuff. But I did this month visit the Hayes Motor Museum, especially because I knew that we wanted Shambolic shuffles, and we have fulfilled the wishes. So I hope that if you're a channel member on the second tier up and above, or the people who are getting this the same day it was recorded, that you have very much enjoyed those, along with people who are watching this in, I don't know, some point in February. You did enjoy them. We do intend to do more of them, and I'm trying to book in as much of them as I can, but it is quite expensive to do that, because often you have to go to something like a museum or a show that's some distance away. And so I'm very grateful to the people who actually have been donating to the channel since before we even had memberships, who enabled the cost of the hotel I stayed in for the trip to the Automotive Museum to be covered. That was very useful, and that, I don't have to worry too much about that. Obviously there are other costs involved in going, but that is covered, and that was a cost. So yes, we have more no budget reviews coming. I've just arranged some filming for the last weekend of January for those. There is also another episode of sensible second-hand classics in the work. I know that a lot of you like those, and it is a very special car actually. It's a very popular car. One of the classic cars I've seen, like some of the more recent ones I've done, like the Allegro and the P4 and the P6 and things like that. It's along those kind of lines. But it just depends actually when the owner's going to be able to bring her out, because obviously even if it's February and you're seeing this, the weather's still not amazing probably for most of the time. We've done some nice weather right at the beginning of the year, of course, so a lot of classic car owners don't get their cars out until March or April. So this is something that I've been experiencing quite a lot over the last couple of months, that not everyone wants to get their collection out or their pride and joy out if they've just got one in the depths of winter. So in terms of actually making video reviews, it is actually more difficult. This is a time when YouTube revenue is generally down for lots of channels. It's generally a time when actually viewership can be down as well. But obviously we try to remain optimistic and try to remain people who persevere in the midst of all sorts of things, like a lot of people do. And I'll keep going as much as I can to deliver things that I enjoy doing, but also things I hope that you enjoy too, even if those things don't necessarily coincide. And that's just something that I've got used to. It's a fact of life. It's not maybe the most exciting thing recording these videos either. I know some of you in the past very much enjoyed these, and somebody asked me the other day, it's like, what are you doing in 2022? It's like, well, that's a huge question, because I record 5 videos a week minimum. So I mean, it's not possible to answer that question really at all on something like a live stream. And we have started doing some more live streams now. Some people seem to like those, and I get super chat donations in them, which is absolutely wonderful. But again, I asked a sort of consensus in there, how frequently do you want them? Some people wanted them every week, some people want them a month, some people want a fortnight. So I'm going to have to decide as well with that how often I actually do them. And that's difficult, even when you get some people who really want to do them every week. In some ways it would be nice, but I don't know if that's interesting enough for people to have, if there are some people who definitely don't want to see them every week. So we're going to have to decide about that sort of thing. So there we go. Very vague vlogs, always rambling, incoherent, a little bit rubbish, but maybe some people like that, I don't know, because we haven't even released the first one of these we've done in this series for the general audience, because they are mainly a thing that we give to the channel members sort of early, so that they have a little something to kind of be entertained by, if you can call this entertainment. Anyway, thank you ever so much indeed for watching. As always, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like this video, leave a comment below, and I suppose we will have another one of these next week.